In 1983, the California State Police received a call from Mr. Charlie Johnson, mother of one of the children who attended the McMartin nursery. The McMartin family was dedicated to the education of many children who lived in the place. One night Johnson complained that he suffered from severe stomach pains. When checking him, the mother noticed that he had bruises in some areas of his body, which he assumed had been rapidly revoked since he spent more in the nursery than at home. When the mirror was examined by a medical examiner, he confirmed that his tumor had been rapid and sodomized. On September 7 of the same year, the police came with an order to arrest Rebecca, what they point out as an abuser of the nursery. When they entered the house, they found doors, common buttons, and a magazine. Wright was arrested on very sensitive charges against a minor. The police notified about 200 parents that their children had been raped. Later, the family was arrested after the death of Judy Johnson. The lawyer Jamie Davis took care of defending the family. But it was complicated. When several children went to an abuse clinic, concluding that 362 children had been violated by the McMartin family, being charged with 321 charges. January 1960 charges for the McMartin family were dropped due to lack of evidence. On January 1990, the jury found Wright and Peggy Martin not guilty of the 52 charges because their evidence was not sufficient to indict them. Electing 7 years and cost 50 millions, making it the longest and most expensive criminal trial in the USA, although it finished without any charges.
We understand the scope that this case had a legal work for the population in general, but the question that many people ask is where are the human rights? This question in general haunts the head of many. Within the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we find within this fifth article and that right, no one subjected to be cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, presenting in this case a clear lack of safeguarding that in theory safeguards the integrity and dignity of all the humans. And in this case, it's possible to affirm the terrible accusation that was brought against same rights since the honor of the entire McMartin family was completely destroyed inside and outside of the courts, in addition to 5 years in prison that will bail the Ray McMartin, committing, in the opinion of this group, is one of the worst abuses that were supported by the law and did not generate any type of responsibility for the persecutors involved in this case. Then, the Article 8 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has the right to an effective remedy before the competent national courts against acts that violate their fundamental rights. It is perhaps that the media and judicial destruction caused by the McMartin family is not a violation of the honor of each of its members. Indeed, yes, the qualifier to the pedophile and rapists that were used against this family was completely and abused by the media as a part of the abuse of legal operators. Since they were that left and the right attack against them, and the most troublesome thing about the situation is that 7 years of investigation it was not possible to obtain a legitimate burden of proof to support all the accusation that be placed in this family without those sections.
The children for the nursery confessed to the psychologist that when they carried out satanic acts and raped them, they were taken through tunnels. After days of research, they decided to go to the McMartin nursery to begin the excavations of the tunnels that led them to the places where children were raped and practiced satanic acts. The psychologist who gave a statement to the children to tell them that if they had suffered a rape or satanic act, was a psychologist who didn't have a professional degree each. She had studied at high school with a career in journalism, and that she only did a psychology course in one shekel workshop. The prosecutors in the case were so determined to seek evidence to accuse the McMartin family that many didn't know why so much effort to be accused. If there was no evidence necessary to be able to accuse them, it was because the prosecutors were full of interest from the beginning, and it was that local votes were approaching and the lawyers against the family were looking for a privileged situation within the government.
Okay. My name is Esnirley Carla Calla Ramos. I will tell the arguments of the case MC Martin. During the investigation, the police sent letters to the parents stating that their children had been abused. Key MC Farlan, that director of the institute, videotaped approximately 400 children. Judy Johnson, mother of the child, and Paul Bannon, police officer, found animal bones in the garden of the house, were found dead. It took the police 8 months to form a task force for the case, and that some complainants considered that it was a long time and cold, helped the accused the dispose of the evidence. 18 children testified that they had suffered from the abuse, but there was evidence. 1986 charges were dropped less for Bucky and his mother.